Morning, dear watcher. Right, 5 people, 2 walkouts, 3 people left. 2 breakthroughs today. One, I was genuinely happy in a nice way to be able to say to people, look, if this really isn't going to be for you, then I'd rather that you went and saw another show. Not in a please don't come and watch my show, it's shit, but just, no, yeah, it's no longer a drama. And one girl said, yeah, it is a bit much for me really. It's absolutely fine, no problem, leave. I'd rather have people here who are going to think that it might be for them for the hour. I don't want people suffering, but not in a playing the drama way like I have been for the last week. Just a genuine, this show is experimental, comedy, theatre, could be a bit weird, definitely not for some people, and if it's not for you, please don't suffer. You know, go and see some of the other shows that you'd really like to, Time Short, blah blah blah. So, after that, 3 people left. 3 people left in the audience. And I did my usual fooling thing, told them a bit about the Chalk Revolution, got a bit lost, felt the initial start was a lot about like, oh, performer, good performer. Then I hit the money button halfway through. Partly because I was searching for material to do, really, which I don't want to do because it's not about looking for material, it's about being myself. But I picked up the money button and I told the story about how money's created by banks, how the debt never existed in the first place, how the basic income guarantee would work, and that's just touching on it. And within that stuff, that as a script in a sense, it's not a script, but I got loads of opinions and loads of stories about all that sort of stuff, but having them to nail the real fooling stuff around, rather than it looking like, I say to people, come and see my show and it's just, I can't explain, it's unscripted, it's nothing, and people get a bit scared and worried and weird and blah. And then, come and see my show, it's about money. And then I'm like a normal stand-up. I don't necessarily have scripted jokes like other people would have, so I'm not necessarily saying it's still going to be funny stand-up comedy. But I have, come and see my show, it's about money. And then when I'm telling the stories about money, I can actually start playing like any other comedian goes back and says, oh, I'll tell you a story about when I went to the hospital. And then they step back into the space and they play the nurses and they play the injured leg and they play, that's all I do anyway. So apart from the fact theirs is all scripted, mine isn't. I've got stuff to riff off. So I found it, and isn't it ironic? The show was originally going to be called Eric Much Money, and then I changed it to Eric Much Schizophrene because I didn't want to stick myself down to one subject. But it's now called Eric Much Money. I'll tell everybody, I'm proud of it, and if people want to find out about money, what it is, what it isn't, and actually probably change their views about what money is, come and see my show. Now we're cooking on gas. We've got 14 shows left, and I'm telling you, by the end of the run, that room will be full. Because there were people coming in for the show after me. They never came in, but I got a cheer from 1 or 2 of them out the back. I can't remember which bit I was talking about. There's something to do with, oh, which one was it? Dropping the debt, or the debt doesn't exist, or, you know, tell them to go fuck themselves, or whatever. I can't remember. But I got a cheer, and that was people out the back. Most people really pick up on that's what I'm doing. It's beautiful. We have been living a deluded lie. People need to know, and I'm going to fucking well tell them.